one point, Sarah wanted to meet. This meeting never happened because she had a seizure and had to be rushed to the hospital. Not long after, apparently her ex abducted her. But she called me the next day saying she had escaped. Great excuse, Sarah. What the hell? That is where I had enough. That's when I had enough. So how could you, over the course of those 6 months, not meet up with her?
Honey, your guess is as good as mine. I never understood. It was like every time something came up.
You've watched the show.
Yes, and I really started to feel like I was being catfished, and I brought it up in a conversation. I was like, am I being catfished? And she was like, no, I had a feeling you were thinking that, but that's not it. It's just things keep coming up. It was just really suspect the entire time, but I guess I was blinded. And then she told me that her mom passed. That's when I could kind of sense that things were changing. She kind of withdrew from me. And so I was like, you seem distant. She sent me this long message and was like, I am interested in somebody else. And it was a him.
It was a guy.
She told me everything that I told you I felt was a lie. Everything.
Oh.
I'm like, really?
You guys are like falling asleep on the phone together. Like that's not, you don't fake that unless like you're like really like crazy.
This was only about a month ago that you guys broke up. Do you think that you still love her?
I'm conflicted. I loved her. I did. It was real for me.
Okay. So the story that you told her, you met somebody else?
Yeah, I met somebody else early September.
A guy?
Yeah.
Okay. So is that accurate? I mean...
Yeah, it's accurate.
I'm sorry to ask this, but like some of the stories that you told her regarding some family tragedies, that stuff's not true.
That's some stuff I really not want to put.
But your mom is...
She's alive, but...
healthy.
Yeah, she's alive.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
As I understand, you told her that your mother passed away. I was starting to think I'd never catch a break until I met Felicia on a dating website. Even though we haven't met, she seems like the perfect girl for me. She's sweet, funny, and really has her life together. We talk on the phone every day, but I'm not great with technology, so we haven't had a chance to video chat. I have tried to meet Felicia in the past, but it never worked out. She used to live in Hoboken, New Jersey. I live in Clifton, which isn't too far from there. I drove to Hoboken and arrived at her place and gave her a call. I got a phone call around midnight from Felicia saying she was in a car accident and her phone was shut off. I was relieved that she was okay, but I thought I was being stood up and was very disappointed. She has just recently moved to Orlando, Florida, because she has a business that needed help. I'm really starting to care about this girl, but I'm scared about getting hurt again. I'm reaching out to you, Neve, to help me find out if this girl is the real deal. Best regards, Michael Cooper. So tell me what's going on with Felicia.
I messaged you on Plenty of Fish about a month ago, and we just started talking, but things just haven't worked out in the meeting process. I went over there, went in, asked the doorman, oh, you're a girl by this name, Felicia. And he's like, oh, there's no one here by that name.
That's weird.
Yeah. So I was like, crap. Like, I just got stood up, and then she moved to Florida because she has a business down there.
And so now she full-time lives in Florida.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
Oh my gosh, you're finally here.
Yeah, I'm here.
How are
in Florida.
you? Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, Felicia.
No, this, yeah, here's Steve.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, so, I mean, I was thinking that maybe you can show us around Orlando today. I mean, your store and stuff.
Yeah, well, I actually, lied about something, really, important, I guess, that I should have been honest with you, in the beginning.
Honesty is, a big part of a relationship,
Yeah, that's true. Basically, I don't live in New Jersey. I live in Orlando.
Did you ever live in New Jersey?
Yeah, all my family and friends are there, but I'm here for school.
For school.
Yeah.
But you told me that you lived there this year.
Yeah, but I don't.
Wait, you
I
don't?
didn't. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
So any other secrets?
Well, like,
You know, lies in the past?
well, there's no store.
Oh, there's no story there.
There's no store. There's no store because, like, when you kept asking me to hang out, I was like, I need to come up with something so he could stop asking me. And I'm sorry, like, you know, I didn't, like, purposely do
In a
it.
way, you did.
I
because...
didn't purposely do it. Like, it wasn't like, I'm gonna lie to Mike. I'm gonna just, like, make up all these lies. Like, I felt like if I was straight out and was like, I don't live there. Like, you would have been like, well, what's the point in getting to know her and going on a date with her if she doesn't even live here?
It's kind of hard for me to take when someone lies to me like that because I have been hurt in the past by, you know, other people, and
Yeah.
I don't want to be hurt again.
Yeah.
You know?
And I did tell
If you understand that.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be here for Christmas. When he was on his way here, he got pulled over by the police, and they arrested him for contraband in his car. Now he's on house arrest.
That's so weird.
I've stopped going to school. He was actually supposed to come get me, and we were supposed to start this life.
When was this? We missed that.
It was this semester,
Just this last semester.
just spring.
He said, I want you to come to Chicago.
He's coming down here to get me.
So you're not in school right now
No.
because of him.
Yeah.
Why are you still giving this guy your time and your love?
It's just hard to get rid of it and just act like it never happened. I can't just lock it up in a cage. I want it.
You told her that you had some trouble with the law.
Is that when you've been on house arrest?
My house arrest. I probably did tell you I was on house arrest.
Yeah, you told me a lot.
She's now taken a semester off of school to be with you because she believed that you were in love with her. But you didn't mean that?
Basically.
Why not just pull the plug on it?
She was there for me.
Well, what was this relationship for you?
I mean, it was a bond. That's it, that's all.
It was a
really.
what?
A bond. That's it, really. It was just somebody that I could just get away and talk to, that's all. Because I don't really, you know, have friends much.
But it was something for so long, though. I mean, now you're just saying, like, it was just a friendship and you was just talking to me when you couldn't talk to nobody else. We talked every day, all day.
But, I mean, on my end, she don't know me. I'm not, I mean, like I just said, it was a bond. It wasn't no, real, I didn't take it to the heart, even us telling each other we love each other and all that. It
You
wasn't.
never meant that?
I mean, I meant that as a human being. I want nothing to happen to you. But I'm not in love with you.
He was living in West Covina. He's 24.
West Covina,
Oh, yeah, so
which is near Los Angeles.
Yeah. Maybe about 4 days after we started talking was when his brother passed away. So he had to move to Texas and take care of his kids.
His brother, that's not Jeff, so he has another brother.
Yeah, he has a brother, Nathan,
Wow, so he just moved to Texas? Where in Texas?
in Austin, which was kind of bizarre because the next day after his brother passed away was the day that we had planned to meet up. But, you know, we couldn't now because he had to fly to Texas.
Sounds bogus. Well, you were very easy to video chat with. Have you asked Lanham to video chat or Jeff even?
You know, I didn't want to cause, more problems in his life, so I just didn't.
Come on, Ari. Are you really buying this?
Ari, you serious?
Clearly something's up. So what happened? You turned 40 and we're just like, I'm gonna start catfishing.
It just started off as a social experiment, and then it turned into an addiction. Something that, got a hold of me when I was vulnerable. I couldn't understand why people, women couldn't, online, couldn't, dig me.
Did you have any brothers that died?
No.
So those stories were all.
Yeah, I just made that up.
For why? Why did you make that up?
Well, I didn't know if we were gonna meet or not, because I work nights and then I sleep during the day, so it's kind of hard to, it kills your social life working at night. So I had to kind of create something to where my time was limited.
You know what kills your social life? When you think you're dating someone that you're in love with and you're gonna have kids with and you're not meeting anyone else because someone's feeding you bullshit over the phone. That's what kills your social life.
By the way, this does not look like the kind of girl who has social anxieties.
I know. And until she got sick, she was very active. She found out that she had cancer about 8 months ago. It really hit home because before I was born, my mom actually went through the same type of cancer.
Wow.
I've been that person that she can talk to, and it's gotten deep enough to where I can't carry on a normal social life as far as women because I'm still invested in Caroline. What do I actually know to be true?
Yeah, I made a big picture and it's not what I look like. Everything else I told you is me.
Do you have cancer?
No, I'm not sick. When I said that I was sick, I was at the point where I could tell that you were frustrated and you were gonna leave. I didn't know what else to do. I don't want to not have Michael in my life, no matter how I can have you. Other than being sick and being a teacher and what I look like in my name is real.
After a month or so, Sarah admitted to developing feelings for me. I found myself doing the same. At one point, Sarah wanted to meet. This meeting never happened because she had a seizure and had to be rushed to the hospital. Not long after, apparently her ex abducted her. But she called me the next day saying she had escaped.
Great excuse, Sarah.
What the hell? That is when I had enough. That's when I had enough. So here you are now. It's been a few months of you and your wife sort of taking some space from each other, at which point things with Sarah are progressing to the point where you're trying to meet up with her.
Mm-hmm.
But all this drama kind of starts to happen.
After the whole procedure thing, these stories even got crazier. I was on the phone with her. All of a sudden, she starts hearing banging on the door, and then she looked and she said, "Oh, it's my ex." I heard glass break. She's sitting there frightened, like she's fixing to die.
This is crazy, though, that you're like on the phone with someone as they may or may not be murdered.
I heard cops in the background. I heard the radios. I'm around radios like that all the time. All of this went up until about 4 o'clock in the morning, and the call dropped.
You must have felt like totally helpless.
I couldn't do anything. Before this, she had given me her mom's phone number for some reason. I went to calling her mom. She didn't answer, so I left a text message. "Hey, is Sarah okay?" I called every police department in the vicinity of Oklahoma City. I wound up getting a hold of the missing persons department. I mentioned the name. No names came across. No Sarah Jackson. Not even 20 to 30 minutes later, her mom said, "Oh, Sarah's in bed. She looks beat up, her lip is busted."
You talked to her mom?
Not on the phone.
Not on the phone.
A text.
She's putting you through the ringer.
I had enough. What makes you say, okay, I'm gonna come up with a story, tell them I'm being kidnapped? You go so far with your stories. I mean, you get down to the detail, you use these fake numbers to pretend that you're your mom.
When you got kidnapped, were you banging on the windows and making a ruckus?
The police noises and all that was just something that was on YouTube.
After the first time you pulled some crazy ass story with a dude, why would you go find another dude? Like, you know how it's gonna end. They're gonna wanna meet you and you're not gonna meet them.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know the point. The whole purpose of this is for this to stop.
It needs to stop.
When did you start figuring out that Mark wasn't who he said he was?
The first time that I had my suspicion was because we were supposed to meet each other for Thanksgiving. So I flew to Mississippi. When I get there to the restaurant, I wait for about 2 hours and he never shows at all. Wow. He didn't answer the phone, he didn't respond to text messages or anything. But the next day, he calls and says that he was carjacked and he was ran over by the car. He said his leg and his arm was broken. I knew instantly, he is lying.
But you love him anyway.
I do. Regardless of whether I feel like he's lying or not, it still doesn't change the feelings that I have.
Do you not realize how much effort I put into this? When I came down in November, I sat in a restaurant for over 2 hours waiting on you. Were you or were you not in that restaurant?
I was. I couldn't look you in the face. I wasn't ready for that. And tell you that I intentionally hurt you.
So instead, you decide to watch me make a fool of myself, calling and texting your phone for over 2 hours. That don't sound embarrassing to you?
Yeah, that was...
You took me through a lot of because of that.
I saved money from work and I bought her a plane ticket from California to New York. And then no one knows where she is. The cops were looking for her. I called her dad and I was basically like, where is she? And he's like, well, I'm not gonna get into it, but she's not coming. It's like she just disappeared.
So, okay, from what we gathered from Blair's story was that you didn't come to New York, and then she got a strange phone call from you like a couple days afterwards saying that you were in a hospital of some kind and that you weren't gonna come and you were still in love with your ex-girlfriend and then it was over.
I never got answers, I never got reasons, and that's all I want, is why.
So I was 17, and the man pretty much didn't kidnap me. I went on my own.
What?
He persuaded me to go with him because of issues that would happen in New York that he saw.
He saw issues. How could he?
Who's he?
I don't get this.
Is he an ex of yours?
No.
So I don't know who just he?
It's a very private situation. I can't really let out names. What had happened was I had a dream that I went to New York and I died. And I told him about the dream. And he told me that if I didn't go and repent my sins, I guess, I don't know. He didn't make it clear, but he told me pretty much if I didn't confess everything to him, I would die in New York. And so that pushed me to the limit as to where I felt like I needed to go. For you, for me, for my family, so I could stay alive.
I mean, were you like far away in the middle of nowhere?
I was up in the mountains.
Why does this person have so much influence over you?
He was a close personal friend.
You don't think you could have told this guy, you need to let me know that you're not coming?
No, because he didn't want to talk to you. He didn't want anything to do with you.
You couldn't talk to me?
It's a terrible story, and I'm sorry that I don't
fully understand.
I don't understand it.
I know this probably feels like an interrogation. I don't want it to. But does it come as a surprise that you have a reputation for not telling the truth?
No, because I have had people in my past say that I have a lying problem. But I do try my best not to lie to Blair.
But you still do it.
I try not to.